Hey, welcome to another episode of the Jumping the Rail podcast. This is Mark Rebin coming to you from the Noodles position, a new and improved Noodles position here in Champaign, Illinois. Still the corner of my apartment, but it's a bigger desk, new chair, so I got all kinds of room now. It's great. And of course, I'm joined by my buddy Minders. And Minders, how are you today?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, feeling
Doing
oozy?
okay. I guess. I don't mind that one actually. That one can
Yeah,
stay up there.
I've got a couple. I got another one
Oh
to
boy.
that might rub you the wrong way.
Oh, ugh, ugh, ick.
All right,
Nope.
which one's
Switch
better?
it back. Go back to Uzi. No, no. There. Thank you. Leave it.
All right. Yeah, the goal is to always have a different face in the corner each episode.
Nice. Okay.
Started with this
Let's.
guy.
Yeah,
But,
there we go.
oh my goodness. So quite a bit to talk about today, Menders. We got a very interesting Royal Rumble this past Saturday. Got a
I know you and I had this discussion with the guys before. It
hmm
was really nice having a Royal Rumble that we didn't already know who the winner was going to be.
I loved it because for the last almost 10 years it's just been predictable where you know going in who's gonna do it. And I wasn't thrilled that it came down to who it came down to because I didn't think it was gonna be either one of them, to be honest with you. I thought they were
I
gonna
know you were hoping.
I was hoping they were going to eliminate themselves. I'm talking about obviously Punk and Cody, and
Uh
then they
huh.
would face each other at Mania. And not only did that not happen, now we're not even going to get Punk at Mania.
Right.
So,
Mr.
so the in,
Fabergé egg now.
the injury bug bit him once again, and I couldn't tell. Is that the same triceps he tore before?
I think it is.
Okay. Well, that's either way. That's not good. AJ says the ring general was robbed. He was my pick. He was the guy I wanted to win. I still have hope that he's going to be the one to challenge Rollins for the championship at Mania. Although they made quite a compelling argument yesterday, Minders, for Cody to take that spot.
Hey, after watching that, because I was all set for Cody versus Roman, or what I figure is going to end up happening, which I still
hmm
think is probably going to happen. But Seth made some very valid points.
He really did.
So there's, and in all honesty, I think I'd rather see Seth versus Cody as opposed to Cody versus Roman. But then I'm not sure who you put against Roman. That's the only problem
Yeah, it almost had to be The Rock at that point.
at that point. And then which it could still happen, but Roman's going over if it's The Rock,
Right.
and it's going to be because of some interference
Bloodline
or
chicanery.
yeah, exactly.
Well, pretty much if it's anybody but Cody, it's almost a guarantee that Roman's going to retain.
Yes.
Cody, you're at 50-50
I was going
which
to
way it's
say,
going
and
to
it's
go.
not guaranteed if it's Cody that he's not going to retain.
No.
I'm waiting for AJ's usual argument.
Hey,
So,
well, yeah. So I pitched a suggestion to the wife on Saturday. I had to explain it to her because she didn't know who Ole Anderson was. I had, which no fault of hers. I mean, she doesn't know a lot of wrestling before 1987, which is, you know,
which I don't know a ton, but I know
right. Well,
spotlights.
anyone that's listened to the show in the past knows that I think the greatest heel turn of all time was when Ole Anderson turned on Dusty Rhodes in Georgia in 1980.
Hmm.
I mean, you can have your Hulk Hogan NWO all you want, but as far as an executed master strategy, Ole takes it by a mile. And I suggested, oh, thank you, AJ. Uh, and thank you to everybody in the chat. Hello, welcome. Uh,
Ha!
any opinions are welcome, as you know. But I thought the perfect way to have Cody get screwed at Mania this year against Roman,
Hmm.
have Jimmy Uso turn on Cody, get back with the bloodline after a year almost of being the white hot baby face. And I've got it in my head where it's perfect. You have Cody, you have Jimmy and Solo come out and say the ref takes a bump and they're beating on Cody. Have Jay run out with the chair, chase everybody out of the ring, then turn around, whammo, just knock Cody's block off with the chair, the heat would be nuclear at WrestleMania if Jay did that to Cody.
It
Dave
would.
LaGreca would have a stroke if that happened to Cody.
Well, we don't want him to have a stroke now.
Well,
Come on.
no, a figurative stroke. He would. I'll tell you, Busted Open would be very lively the next day if that's what happened.
Dwayne, we just had this discussion. Come on
Well,
in a little sooner.
he was a little behind. He was having his dinner. It's fine,
I
no big
know, I
deal.
know.
So he gets a pass.
He gets
Uh,
past. That's the only
hey
one he
AJ,
gets
mate.
this show.
Hey, I didn't even notice this. AJ says, "How about Jimmy Uso and Naomi both entering at number 2 in the Rumble?" It's it's a fun coincidence there.
Yeah.
But
You know the other fun part about that, and I'm
what's
sure
that?
we'll probably get into it here in a little bit more. Well, no, go ahead and finish what you're saying, then we'll get into the Rumble. But go ahead.
Well, no. All I'm
Sorry.
saying is, number one, I don't think anybody would see it coming if Jay did that to Cody.
Except
Number
us.
two, right. Well, after that, other than that, I told that to Stacy on Saturday during the show. I actually, just for shits and giggles, I sent a message to Tommy Dreamer on Twitter today. I just pitched it. So I was like, hey, what did you think of this happen? And he responded, he said, that's nice. And the fact that he responded during Busted Open is impressive because he was the lead guy on Busted Open today.
Oh, wow.
So,
Nice.
so but
Aren't you
yeah,
special?
I feel so special. It's
You probably, hey, I would too.
yeah,
Tommy Dreamer. I mean, come on. Jake Goldman talks to me, and he's not even that big of a name yet, and I feel
right.
pretty special. So
Yeah, I mean, there's some guys. I know Justin Credible's a regular. He responds pretty quickly after I reach out to him and chat up a little bit. So there's when you get those kind of guys that will engage you on social media in a positive way, that's good.
yeah.
But let's move away from WrestleMania right now, Minders, because there's other stuff to discuss. We're going to have a guest joining us here in about 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
An independent wrestler from the North Carolina area named Josh Valen, the Gigolo, is going to be joining us for a chat.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a guy that I don't I don't know very well. He's actually one of the rare cases of somebody who reached out to us to want to come on. So it seems like he's got something a story to tell. So we're curious to hear what that is.
Okay.
Uh, but like I said, until he comes in, let's stay on the Rumble here. Biggest what impressed you the most in? We'll start with the women's Rumble.
What
What
impressed
stuck out
me
to
the
you?
most? What
What stuck
impressed?
out to you the most?
Okay. I wish y'all could have been in the car with me when I was listening to the Rumble because I didn't get to watch the women's Rumble. I missed all the women's Rumble, but I heard it, like I had it
Uh-huh.
playing. And you should have heard me mark out when, no offense, when Jade came out. I went crazy. And it wasn't so much that I like Jade, it was the fact that she went right after, sorry, Dwayne, Nia.
And
I loved it.
yeah, that's for about 15 minutes in that Rumble. I thought, okay, this is your Mania match. It's Jade and Nia.
Hmm.
Then eventually you got, well, maybe Jade and Bianca would be better with after how they were interacting in the ring at the
Yeah,
Rumble. That
yeah.
was when they had their stare down. I thought to myself, this is your Hogan Warrior moment on this pay-per-view.
On this one, yes. Yes,
Yes.
it was.
And
Um,
yeah. Jade, she threw your woman out with ease,
yeah,
like she was nothing.
with ease.
She picked her up on her shoulders and then did the bicep. I was like,
I
holy,
know. I know. I was like, "Hello, Jade. Nice for you to be
yeah.
here."
There's a few special athletes out there. Jade definitely qualifies.
I was gonna say, AJ just brought another one up that really stuck
Yes,
out to me. Jordan
yes.
Grace.
Not only did Jordan come in, they talked her up big
They
time on
did,
commentary.
which
Put her over
makes
the
me
title.
wonder: are we getting a TNA WWE like collaboration more?
Well, I wondered about that. They've done things like that before. When Ric
Because
Flair was with Impact, he did the Hall of Fame with the Horsemen, and
well,
then
and
in
Mickey
return,
James was in Royal Rumble.
yeah. But they've also done like you scratch your back, I scratch ours. But the grammar was horrible there. I
Yeah, it
apologize.
was. That
But
was real bad.
it's a T-shirt. But anyway, I think it was the year that Mickey got to the Rumble when she was the Knockouts champion. I think that's when AJ did a video for Slammiversary for their 20th year. When
Gotcha.
when TNA let Flair do the Hall of Fame, then Christian came over to do Slammiversary. So it's usually like a one for
Give
the
and
other.
take.
So
Yeah.
so if they did Jordan in the Rumble, I wonder if maybe that means that AJ gets the Hall of Fame and the TNA Hall of Fame this year.
Could be.
I don't know that Triple H would send his big stars to TNA for to potentially put over, say, Jordan,
Well,
but
what about sending Naomi back over for a one-off for
that
her
could be. Maybe she gets a
a
one-off rematch
rematch?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be
But
fine with that.
I say Jordan Grace, and then on the downside, Maxine Dupree. Holy goodness.
It's a good thing that Maxine's gimmick is that she's a shitty wrestler.
It's a good thing that she's a ditz, too. I'm just saying. But yeah, good Lord. That was bad.
It was
Real
rough.
bad.
On the
Well,
other hand, though, Chelsea Green though had me tickled. She got thrown out and Piper caught her.
mm-hmm.
And you didn't see this because you were listening to it, but
Right.
Piper was holding her up, and then she just kind of gave her a look and like pretend like she was going to drop her on the floor. And Chelsea sold it like $1 million. It was great.
I was Liv was back. Liv's back,
Liv is
so
back, yeah.
oh
And
yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
she was getting creamed in the corner
I
by
when
Nia
I
and
went back and
Piper, and
watched it, and I was like, oh, poor Chelsea. I kind of felt sorry for her, kind of.
Cardona must have been pissed. I'm kidding. Hey, that's her role, and she plays her role very well.
It was good to see Stratton in there too, Tiffany
Yeah.
Stratton.
Hey, we kind of called that. You said
We
you
did,
thought Roxanne was going to come in. I thought Tiffany was going to. They both wound up in there.
yeah.
So
Um,
actually, I've got the whole list of entrants here. Let me see if I
did
can
you?
pull
I
it up.
did that
There
last
we
year, but
go.
I didn't do it this year.
Yeah, somebody actually took the
Oh,
time to put the pictures up.
Ivy Nile was really good too.
Ivy impressed the hell out of me, and yeah, she's strong as a bull.
Hmm.
Let's see. There was some Katana and Kane did a good job double teaming, doing the tag team thing in there.
I was actually surprised how quick Xia. Oh, poor. Okay, why do they just have Valhalla at 24? Because it wasn't just her.
I think they wanted her because she was going to react to Truth.
Yeah, but where's Truth at in this lineup? Because he got in the ring.
Yeah, he got a little confused.
Adam
Dwayne
Pierce
saying
coming out and yelling at
yeah,
him was
yes.
hilarious.
Dwayne says a lot of people thought Sasha was coming back. That was the
We
rumor.
threw
I
that name around.
We threw it around a little bit, but I still think she's probably AEW bound if I had to guess. Put that picture back up here.
I say, but everybody that's there, I was. Naomi obviously didn't change her hair at all, so.
Well, there wasn't any red in it,
Mm. Yes,
but
Bailey. We got it, Jabari. We got it. Bailey.
oh
She
boy,
could go. She does have the longest record of being in the Royal Rumble match. She broke
hmm
Rhea's last year,
right.
so totally get
Uh,
it.
we predicted. Well, I predicted Bailey, by the way, to win the
I
Rumble.
was well. You went Bailey. I went Becky. So we went
Yes.
each other. So
Hmm.
um, and then what about last night when Bailey came to say looked like she was gonna challenge Rhea?
Then Nia ran over Rhea like a Mack truck and did the big squisharoo. Barry, yes, it's true. You can't talk about the Rumble without talking about the winner.
We were
And
getting there.
oh my goodness.
But yeah, so that was probably those are all my big selling points. I think I
Yeah,
liked the women's rumble. I usually don't like the women's rumble, and this year
I
I liked it.
honestly, I liked the women's Rumble better than the men's Rumble this year,
Really,
believe it or not.
why doesn't
Uh,
that surprise me, Dwayne?
Twain. Nah. But to Barry's point, though, yeah, Bailey went an hour three, and I liked the finish. Poor Liv. The last 2 years, Liv has been the last one eliminated in the Rumble.
Hmm.
So, I
Hey,
can
at
I
least she
could,
didn't. Did, did it, well, and this at least this year she didn't go from number one. 1. At least she didn't. At least she didn't go from number 1. 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 At least she didn't go from number 1.
No, that's true. She was number
because
30.
it was her and Rio were the first two last year,
Yeah, and they were the last two.
and then they were the last two. So yeah,
Yes. All right. Well, let's talk about the men's rumble. Here's our list for these guys. I love that Jimmy and Jay started 1 and 2.
yes,
It just made perfect sense. I still think that match has happened in a Mania. Uh,
we'll see.
well, I mean, especially if they're doing the only heel turn with Jay, it'd be great if they had him wrestle Jimmy first just to get out of their system.
Yeah,
Let me see. What did you think of the Truth hot tag to get into the Rumble?
I love Truth.
The first tag ever in the history of the Royal Rumble.
I love Truth. He just keeps it entertaining because you never know what he's going to come up with next. And I enjoy that. I think that's a lot of fun. Some of it, yes, it's ridiculous,
It is.
but
So the wife asked me, she says, is it the fact that Truth can't do what he used to is why they put him on this comedy stuff? And I told her no, he can still do
oh,
everything that he used to do.
yep.
He's as good in the ring now as he was when he was the NWA World Champion in 2002.
If not a little stronger, honestly,
Yeah,
because he's a bit
uh,
bigger than he was then.
yeah, it's true, but didn't lose any of the speed, none of the
No.
athleticism. Uh,
And to think that he's, what did we look at? 50, 51, 52,
50
50,
something.
55?
AJ, he's not 55.
I think he's like 52.
He's in his early 50s, yeah. Uh, Dwayne made a point. Braun took Brock's place. They literally gave Braun Breaker Brock Lesnar's spot from the number to who he eliminated, and then who eliminated him. It was all exactly how they had planned for Brock to do it before they pulled him off the show.
Yeah, he just turned 52 on the 19th.
52. Yep,
Yep.
Dwayne's right there with you, Minders. He's 52. So thank you, Dwayne. We do appreciate the help from the chat
Yeah.
if we need facts.
Lots of times we need it.
Yes. So
Oh,
apparently, did I see? I think Drew knocked out one of Cody's teeth with that
that's
claymore
what I
in the
saw.
Rumble.
That's what I thought I saw. Yeah.
I don't think Cody likes getting his pearly whites damaged.
Probably not, but
That's the moneymaker, man.
it is the moneymaker. But wherever it was at, it was in a good spot because you couldn't tell last night.
No, you couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell where it was at, where that tooth came from. So
For all I know, they might all be veneers, so maybe
yeah, who knows? They just popped another one back on there.
right. So, how did you like the end? Like I said, I wasn't wild about it coming down to Punk and Cody as far as who it
When
was.
when Punk came out at 27, I thought, he got the magic number because
27.
that's
Yep.
27's been the magic number for a lot of years.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, it's Punk. Here we go. And then when it wasn't Punk, I was really shocked. I was real shocked, especially when it came down to Cody and Punk because I didn't think they'd give it to Cody back to back. I really didn't.
Hmm. But the wife made a point. She said they were talking an awful lot about that when Cody
Yeah,
came out, about how he could go back to back.
yeah.
Well,
I was
come on.
excited. I was excited to see Mello in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought
Um,
The way they booked Braun was great.
it was. He looked like a monster, and I know
Yes.
that was whose spot he took,
Right.
but
Oh
that's
no. Yeah.
how they need to book him when
Yes.
he gets on the main roster.
Mm-hmm. And he's coming sooner than later.
Yeah.
I swear Noodles is afraid of this desk. She's not sat on it yet, and she just comes over and looks at it. Dwayne picked Punk. I said I picked Gunther. I thought Gunther was going to do it, but unfortunately that was not the case, as they say.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hey, just like CM Punk said last night, there's always.
hey, he's a Cub fan. I'm a Cub fan, so
Yep,
I'm
we
with you
get
on
it.
that one.
We get it.
As far as surprises go, excuse me.
There was nothing that really surprised me.
No, we predicted Andrade
Uh
was
huh.
going to come out, and he put a good showing in.
I was kind of surprised to see almost. I mean, almost.
Omas.
Whatever.
Yeah, he's got to be in the Rumbles. He's huge. It's the Andre thing. You got to have the giant in there to.
Yep. If it was me, I know he's new, but that Obi, the one that won the
Oh,
breakout
Obi Femi,
NXT,
is that his name?
yeah, him.
Yeah.
I'm
I
more
thought Trick
impressed
was
with.
gonna be. I thought Trick was gonna be in there because
Trick's
he
kind
showed
of
up on
the,
SmackDown.
but he's the main guy on NXT right now. I'm not sure if they would have done that yet or not. Because Tiffany
Oh,
Stratton kind of just finished up her stuff that she was doing.
well, there is a
Roxanne,
precedent because Adam Cole was in the Rumble a couple times when he was down in NXT. So I mean, they've done it before.
what'd you think of Pat McAfee and his Drew Carey entrance into?
Oh,
I was like,
Pat.
he's pulling a Drew. Oh, jeez. Here we
I hope
go.
that doesn't. I hope that doesn't catch on, AJ.
He's trying to do that one and the Lexi King one too, or Lexus
Uh-huh.
King one too.
It's like when Stacy Keibler tried to get test fans to be called testicles.
Testicles.
Wonder whose idea that was, pal.
Yeah. Well,
That was a shit idea, Vince.
yeah. Most of his ideas were.
Dwayne's asking, I wonder if Andrade will have a storyline with his wife. Probably not, because Andrade is on Raw.
I was gonna say they're on
So
two different
unless the
shows.
draft shakes things up, which
Plus,
I figure you
Charlotte's
can't.
out, isn't she? Charlotte's
Well,
hurt.
she's injured right now, but once she comes back, you never know. But with Andrade, you kind of had to put him on Raw because otherwise he was going to get lumped into that LWO Santos stuff. Ugh, I'm not putting that up there, AJ.
Yeah. As
But
we just had
it's
great
noted.
TV there a minute ago.
It's noted.
I told
If
you.
Carmella and Truth can do a dance break, we can do a beverage break here
A
every now and
beverage
then.
break. Boy. What did you think? All right. So are we done talking? Obviously Cody won the Rumble. Yada
Hmm.
yada yada.
Punk tore the
There was
triceps
nothing
during the
though.
match.
It was nice to see Sammy back. I will
Yeah,
say it was nice to
it
see
was a good
Sammy
point. It
back.
was a good place to have him come out number 30. That
Yeah.
worked. Uh,
Now, are we going to get to the two matches that actually happened?
let's talk about let's start with the U.S. title match. Kevin Owens, Logan Paul. I didn't realize, according to Dreamer, apparently KO was wrestling with a broken foot
Yeah.
in that
I'm
match.
I'm impressed. I'm
Yeah,
impressed.
right.
Me of all people.
Yeah, and it was a solid match.
It was.
Uh, I liked the callback with the jabroni from the stands with the Brett like was coming in and the referee caught him because he
Mm,
tried that with the Mysterio match and got away with it. And then A Town Down Under comes down and I love the finish where KO got caught with the knucks during the
yeah.
pin. So nobody takes any heat with a getting pinned or submitted or
I would say
anything.
nobody was hurt in
Nobody was hurt.
letting Logan Paul keep the belt.
No,
Especially
because
now knowing that KO had a broken foot. No wonder they didn't want to switch the belt because he wasn't going to be able. I mean, yeah,
well,
he could defend it. He's wrestling there, but
I don't know that they're gonna let him. I
gotcha.
think they would make him go get surgery or whatever to fix his foot.
Right.
Much like Punk was saying in his promo, he thought, can we just tape up the arm and keep going? But it's just yeah, I get it. And I caught something from Punk's promo where and this is I don't know if it means anything. He had said during the promo he was gonna rehab and then come back. That's
Mhm.
now this is clearly an injury that's gonna need surgery. So I think he did that on I think he did it on purpose. So then when McIntyre took him out, started stomping on the arm, now they can say he's got to have surgery because of Drew McIntyre. Get Drew even more heat.
Oh,
Because
okay. So then
Drew,
how long would Punk be out?
heel of
9
the
months?
year, Drew McIntyre, he's at 4 to 6 months.
4 to 6 months?
Yeah,
So that puts him back anywhere
around SummerSlam
between
time. Right before SummerSlam, probably.
when's the bash in Berlin?
Uh, I don't know. Let me look. Unless somebody beats me to it in the chat.
I'll watch the chat. You look it up.
August 31st, 2024. So after SummerSlam.
That I mean, I know it's Germany and that's not Drew McIntyre's hometown, but that's probably as close as they're going to get to his hometown? Think
Yeah.
Punk would go?
I'll, you know what, to
He
be
went to
a person,
Wembley. Maybe if
well,
somebody picks him
I'm
up.
sure he would. Yeah, as long as they give him his travel and everything like that, and don't get him stuck taking the tube. But no, I think that happened for a big show in a new market like Berlin, which I know they've done shows, but they haven't done big
They
televised
haven't done
shows
something
there.
like this.
I
Yeah.
think they would do that. I would like to think that hopefully Gunther would be defending the world title in Berlin. I'm just saying.
Or going after the world title.
Well, I think he's beaten Seth at Mania, if you ask me. But I don't know.
That's the beauty of what's going on right now. There are so many guys that are
Yeah,
so good that we can't predict what's happening in
no,
each pay-per-view. Which, how long has it been since we haven't been able to predict it?
it's been a while.
Exactly. It hasn't. For what, 10? Well, you were even saying 10 years you didn't know who the Royal Rumble winner was going to be, or you always knew who the Rumble winner was going to be, unless you had a surprise comeback or something like that.
Right.
But
The last time I was legitimately surprised by who won the Rumble was when Sheamus won in 2012.
oh wow, so 12 years.
12, yeah, because Cena won 13, then Batista won 14. Those were predictable. And
It's
I'm not going to run
crazy.
down every year, but yeah,
Yeah.
every year was.
That's just nuts.
AJ saying, I mean, the rumors were Punk versus Rollins and Gunther versus Brock. Rollins and Gunther both need a Mania opponent. Yeah, it's true. But yeah, it's one of those things where this is when it's fun to be a fan because you don't know.
Right. And I'd rather not know. Although I'm pretty sure Bailey's going to challenge Io. I think.
Yeah, I think that's a
That's
given.
going to happen.
Did you see the body language there when Bailey said she would make her announcement on Friday when Io was looking at her funny?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's the women's picture I think is a little clearer than the men's picture right now
Yes.
as far as what's coming in Mania.
Yeah, because I think it's going to be Jade and Nia. I think it's going to be Becky and Rhea.
You think it's gonna be Jade and Nia, not Jade and Bianca?
Well, we got to wait and see where Jade goes, or if they even bring her all the way up.
That's true. That might be a one-off. I mean, after the way she performed in the Rumble, I'm not surprised if they bring her up to the main roster ASAP.
Yeah.
Oh, Bar, you're gonna get heat with Dwayne. Says Nia's a bully and needs to be stopped. It's asking for trouble.
Hey,
Well,
Nia
Minderz,
wants heat, so
yeah, that's true. She's getting the wrong kind of heat sometimes, though.
yeah.
Well, Minderz, let's put a pin in this because our guest has arrived. So let's go ahead and bring him in. So joining us from the East Coast, independent wrestler, the Gigolo, Josh Valen. Josh, how you doing, sir?
What's up? I'm good. How are y'all doing?
Not too bad.
Pretty
Minderz,
good.
you're one of the rare ones that actually reached out to us and asked to come on. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me. It's great to be had.
And we're you in Carolina right now?
At Franklin County, Virginia.
Okay,
Yeah, just south of Roanoke.
Okay.
I got you.
Roanoke. Eek. Okay.
Yeah, I got family down on that Virginia-Carolina border, so it's that's cool.
Yeah, it's
right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Go ahead and finish what you're going to say.
Yeah, it's real. I'm conveniently located. You know, I'm like maybe 45 minutes from Carolina, an hour from West Virginia, 2-3 hours from Tennessee. It's really, really convenient.
That would make for shorter drives, that's for sure. Well, Josh, one of our big questions that we try to ask everybody when they come on is, who did you look up to that got you into the business? So, like, when you were watching wrestling, who did you enjoy watching? And then 2, how did you get into the business?
All right. So when I was a kid, my dad took me to a SmackDown TV taping in Roanoke, Virginia. It was like building up to WrestleMania 21. John Cena had lost the Spinner US belt to Orlando Jordan, and so JBL and Orlando Jordan blew the belt up that night.
Oh, I remember that.
trash can, yeah, with the really big cartoony button with the big red button on it. And I'd never seen anything like that before. And then John Cena came out later with the lead pipe and like that one Revenge, and I was hooked from there. That pretty much did it for me.
And how'd you get into the business? Where did you train? Like, how did you get started?
All right, so when I was probably about, I think I was 11. We went to a legend show here in Virginia in Shenandoah, and I met the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, and he has a camp here in Charlottesville, Virginia. So this would have been about 2006 when I started. And once you sign up there, it's a lifetime membership. So I knew I wanted to be a professional wrestler. So I signed up there because most schools you do like a 12-week course or whatever, and then they just and so that wouldn't have worked for me because I was so young. I needed a place that I could go constantly. So I started there, and back then it's a lot different than it is now. It's the training was a lot tougher. The instructors there really made you earn it. It was a different school of thought that I think it is now. It's a little more family friendly nowadays up there.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if that means it's better, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So my big question is, you had sent us some matches. How did the cake taste?
The cake was it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I'd done a charity event. I'd done a charity event not a few months ago, and I'd got hit with a pie, and we'd used real whipped cream or whatever. So I made the mistake of breathing in through my nose, and I got it all. So I learned to not breathe. You got to breathe through your mouth when you're doing something like that. But the cake wasn't bad. It was really hard to get that off, though. I ruined my cufflinks. It took a little bit to get all that off.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, go for it, Reb.
All right, so you gave me a little bit of your background when you first sent us a message. I just wanted to kind of touch on a couple things. You worked for several territories down there, but the one that stuck out is working school in Morton. So, how's it been working with Ricky and Carrie and guys like that down there?
It's great. I've only seen I got to see Ricky a few times. He's really busy. But I've gotten to do pay-per-views there. They had Fight TV for a little bit. Now I think the show's just on YouTube, the 505 Live. But it's really great. It's been a great learning experience. I've learned a lot. As far as like working the camera and working and doing things oriented towards the hard cam and all that good stuff. So it's been a great learning experience. It's something that I haven't got at a lot of other places.
That makes sense. That makes total sense.
Yeah, it's great. They've gave me a lot of opportunities. It's really good exposure.
So where's the furthest that you've been? I know it said that you you know what? I'm getting you mixed up with somebody else they'd sent me the stuff for. Where has been your favorite place? Like, where's the furthest place that you have went to be in a show?
The furthest place would probably be, we did Reefermania in Miami, Florida. And that was like 13 hours. That's probably the furthest. I'm conveniently located where I'm located at. There's a lot of independent wrestling in the area. But at School of Morton's like 3.5 hours for me when we did the tapings there. But luckily with, I work for Pure Pro Wrestling, it's my home promotion. And we basically have like a little territory here. We have these towns that run monthly. And then we have some towns that run every other month. So we're working for them 3 times a month at least. They're running 3 weekends out of the month, sometimes more than that. So a lot of it I'm doing local. I'm trying to branch out, when I'm not booked there and do, go to other places. There's a lot of stuff in Carolina. And I got to recently on Thanksgiving night, I wrestled on Effie's Big Gay Thanksgiving. So Battle Royal, and then me and Seth Burns had a tag team match against the Amish Country.
Oh wow!
And that was Fight TV, Fight Plus deal.
So we're excited. We get to meet Effie in a couple weeks at one of the expos they're having up here at Indianapolis. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, he's really awesome. He was there. Allison Ketch, his partner, Allie Ketch, she
That was
was
awesome.
there. Yeah, they had their they were there also, and that was on Fight TV. So that was a really cool
Yeah,
deal. And it's always been a dream of mine to get to work on Thanksgiving night and Christmas night. And so far,
yeah,
I've got Thanksgiving night checked off the list. So
nice. Yeah, for like I'm older than you are, so I remember how big of a deal it was to work on Christmas or on Thanksgiving back in like the 80s and 90s, doing the Starcades, the Survivor Series, even Star Wars for World Class. So I know that was always like the day to get in sometime because for the big houses down there. So I get that definitely. Uh, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your gimmick, Josh. When you first described yourself to me, you said you do a Buddy Rose slash Adrian Street kind of gimmick. And watching the stuff you sent me, it definitely tracks. That makes a lot of sense. I
yeah.
definitely saw a lot of Buddy Rose in there in your work. So how did you come to start using that gimmick? Like, where did you come up with that?
So just over time, I've done a bunch of different things, done a bunch of different gimmicks, and I never really had anything that I really like sink my teeth into. And just over time, I'm a fan of Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, Gigolo Josh sounds really good. I've always been a huge mark for like Chris Farley and like the that's why I wear the Chippendale cufflinks and bow tie. I got a bow
Nice.
tie on it now. Yeah, so
Love
I
Farley.
just took different elements from that. Very dear friend of mine in the business. I'm not going to mention his name because we always end up, on the opposite sides of the ring. So, but he gave me the boa and helped me out with a few things. Originally I was doing like a fitness guru gimmick, and it kind of just morphed into what I'm doing now.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
kind of
very natural for me, very easy for
yeah,
me to do. It's me just turned up a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
The
those are
fitness
the best.
guru kind of fits with Buddy Rose also, with the old blowaway diet gimmick that he had.
Yeah, yeah, and then I started adding a little bit of that Adrian Street, just to because I'm here in the South, and like the eyeshadow and stuff when I'm in these little towns in Tennessee or North Carolina, it gets a lot of heat.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And I kind of push the envelope sometimes when I go places. This past Saturday night, I was just did a show at a Methodist church in Richmond,
Oh boy.
Virginia. And I asked the promoter before I went up there. I was like, "Hey, brother, what? This is what this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm gonna do when I get there. They're gonna be all right with this." And they were like, "Yeah, it was fine. It wasn't a big deal." But sometimes I know I too push it a little bit.
Yeah. Minderz, I'm sorry, I cut you off. So go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're fine. I
I was gonna
forgot what I
say,
was going to say now. Oh, I know
I'm
what I was going
sorry.
to say. I
Oh,
take
go
that
ahead.
back. I do remember. So you were talking about Adrian Street and all that. Reb and I both agreed because we kind of discussed it a little bit. We even see little flashes of Dusty in some of your stuff that you do too. So we picked up on some Dusty Rhodes in your gimmick coming out too.
Yeah, Cornette says when you steal from one person, it's plagiarism, but when you steal from everybody, it's research. So it's just, I got to play the hand I'm dealt. I'm not I don't have a physique like Brock Lesnar, and I'm not quite as agile as some guys are. So I got to make the best of what I got, and that's the best way to do it.
Yeah,
Reb, he mentioned corny. I'm
he
gonna have
did.
to ask, are you a member of the cult?
Oh yes, yeah, sure am. I'm definitely a Jim Cornette guy.
Oh yeah,
Well, we
we
are
love
definite
corny.
members of the cult here, so we enjoy all of it.
And I do have to say, you won me over with your entrance music using the Just a Gigolo David Lee Roth. So that's your
Yeah.
aces in my book.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's custom. Yeah, it's perfect for me.
So it looks like you do get quite a bit of heat down there though with the ladies as you're trying to
Yeah. Definitely.
what's the word I'm looking for, Reb? Help me out.
Uh, I'll say get their attention.
There you
I guess
go.
we'd say.
Yeah, we go into these little towns in North Carolina, and these women just aren't used to seeing a real man till I come to town. So it's a big deal. The all of them come out, they got to see me, and it does cause a little bit of drama. I'm sure the husbands get jealous, but it's hard being the gigolo, but somebody's got to do it.
Well, that's true.
Yep.
Yep. See, in the heat you're getting, if you ever make it up to Illinois, we've got a crowd up here that would react to your gimmick, I think, very similarly. So that would, I think they would.
Yeah, I definitely would love to get out there. That I've this seems to be working for me, everywhere I go. I like I said, I'm just playing the hand I'm dealt, and I'm having fun. But I'm really pushing. I'm 28 now, so I'm really been grinding, and I figure I only got so many more years left that I can still do this. I've had both my ACLs replaced and everything. So I never went to college or anything. So I'm trying to make something happen with this. This is why I take it so seriously, is because if this doesn't work out for me, then it's, you know what I mean? I ain't got too many other options.
Oh yeah,
I,
I'm with you. I'm kind of the same way with playing music and things like that. Like I've got very little college for me, and so I don't have a lot of skills. So I got my day job, and then I got music. So that's about if I lose one, then I gotta lean too hard on the other one. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
I'd say where we're at, we're about 2.5 hours from the St. Louis area, and we're about 3 hours from Chicago. So we're in a really nice spot where we're at up here. So, and what, an hour and a half from Indianapolis.
Give or take.
So we're right smack in the middle of a little bit of craziness around here once in a while. So
That's awesome. Yeah, I'd really like to get out that way. I've been trying to branch out more and travel more. Um, it's like we really, with Fear Pro, we almost have we got local TV down here. We have like a little territory, so I'm with them a lot. But in my free weekends, I'm using that to travel. And there's so much to do, in North Carolina. So many promotions. West Virginia. I get up there. My buddy Jeff Paul runs Pro Wrestling League Mid Atlantic. They have their own little local TV deal up there. And then the School of Morton. That's on Sundays though. That's so. And it keeps me busy. It keeps me busy. It's a hustle.
as long as you stay busy, that's all that really matters, right?
That's true.
Yeah, that's the main thing. As long as I'm staying booked, you're only as good as your last match.
Yep.
At least in my opinion. And just trying to keep the name out there. And really, I think the way to make money on the independents today is to become an attraction. We see a lot more guys doing that without being signed to a major company. We were talking about Effie earlier. He's a really good example. Of a guy who's an attraction, really.
We used to have a guy up here that just recently changed his appearance, and you might have heard of him. He's been on AEW, but Warhorse. And
Yeah.
he's just now he's switching some things up. So he's been quite the interesting person here lately. So not exactly the same Warhorse you remember.
Yeah, I loved all the stuff with him and Danhausen. I really like Danhausen.
Oh yeah.
Reb, go ahead and change it.
All
Go
right.
ahead and change the corner just so he can enjoy it too. There you go.
Yeah.
Dan's out there by me.
I like Danhausen. Just his YouTube videos early on sold me on that. Just entertaining as can be.
Oh yeah, we watch all of his unboxing videos here with me and the wife. So he's very entertaining fellow in and out of the ring. So that's very cool. We got a question for you here, Josh, from the chat. Dwayne asked, "Is there anyone in the major promotions that you want to work with?"
Yeah, of course. There's all kinds of guys. In the NWA, there's Trevor Murdoch, Gary Morton, of course. There's guys, in AEW. I'd love to work with any of the top guys. Danhausen in AEW. Orange Cassidy. I think that would be pretty fun.
Pocket.
See, yeah.
Sorry, couldn't resist.
Those two characters would be an interesting matchup, though. Gigolo and Pockets.
Yeah, I feel like I could have a lot of fun with, I'm a big fan of I do a little bit of comedy stuff, I'm not, I don't do too much, but I like, a lot of the old Tennessee comedy stuff. I think that's really, you know what I mean? And I would love to do some shit like that with him. I think that would be really cool. WWE, of course, Cody Rhodes. I think that would be that would be fun to do, And there's a lot of great guys on the indies now. I think it'd be fun to work with Matt Cardona, Warhorse, who you guys are talking about. It's a lot of great, it's really, really, the landscape's completely changed from when I got in. When I started doing this, we were using MySpace, you know what I mean? So, promoting stuff on social media wasn't really, yeah, that was like just like 1% of your advertising. It's crazy now how everything's changed.
Yeah. Just curious, have you ever got a chance to work with Mance Warner?
No, I have. I've seen him though, but no, I've never got to work with him.
That's
Yeah, he's kind of turned a corner in his character. He tried to set Effie on fire last week, so he's gone full heel in
Right. That's
GCW.
I was gonna say we're a couple GCW guys or a couple GCW fans too, so it's like we try to keep up with as many independents as we can without
right.
completely making our lives all about wrestling, but it's pretty darn close. And I
Yeah.
will say, I appreciate the fact that you wouldn't give the name of the guy that's usually on the opposite of the ring to you, because we're big on kayfabe. We think the internet has destroyed storylines in wrestling. How do you feel?
Yeah. It has, and like as far as like what I currently have going on right now, I won't discuss it, but I'll talk about some things. But I'm not going to go. I definitely won't ever go into detail about this whatever I got going on now and the current promotions that I'm in. Because I do feel like that's one thing that's missing. It's not protected. This business used to be like the mafia. Now it's kind of more like the public library, where just, anybody can get in with a couple $100 and a pair of boots that you ordered offline. So, I really feel like that's one of the things that's hurt us in the recent years.
I'll agree.
Yeah, definitely. Is that something that you try to impart to the young guys in your locker rooms? Because you're the veteran at these territories you're going to. So do you kind of try to pass your wisdom on to the young guys as they're coming up?
Yeah, definitely. And I try to practice what I preach too. I even little stuff. I mean, it might seem stupid, but at intermission, I'll go out and sell my gimmicks or whatever like that. But the guy I'm working with that night, I'll let him go out first or whatever for like half of it, and then switch and come out, and just little things like that. That especially on this local independent level that I'm at, that really helps sell these storylines and. Like the social media, I carry, I push it during the week on my social media and stuff on my regular page. I really think that that's the only way they're going to learn is by seeing us do it. If I tell you to do it and I'm not doing it, then it doesn't really do any good.
Could you put up that comment that AJ put up, please?
Yeah, our buddy AJ, he says, I hate when guys supposedly hate each other and have a whole blood feud going, then you see a pic of them on Instagram at Denny's having dinner after the match. It's
Yeah, you're not gonna. I got some buddies that, because of their gimmick, you know what I'm saying? We never take pictures together or anything like, you know what I mean? It's just not and we're not going to do that. I'm not going to congratulate the guy I had a match with Saturday night on your Facebook Monday morning, you know what I mean? And post a picture. That's definitely not going to happen. I'm not even, if we go to I'm not even going to go to dinner with you in the town after the show. You know what I mean? We're going to have to catch up later. You're going to have to call me or something.
Yeah.
Some of those things are still sacred to me, and I think it really should be to everybody, but it's just the nature of the beast now. Everything's changing.
Yep.
it's one of those things. Yeah, it's one of the things where even on social media, it kills you when you see wrestlers that they don't have a separate like social media for the gimmick. They're just putting everything on their personal stuff, and then it blurs it up too much.
Right. Yeah, mine's just I have one, and that's for the Gigolo. You won't find another. You know what I mean? Anything else out there for me? Everything's for that, and it's for promotional and working purposes.
Are you just on Facebook, or are you on Instagram and everything else too? Or?
I'm on Facebook, TikTok, and I have a Patreon as well. There's probably going to be an OnlyFans coming soon. Working on that. Because I know there's a lot of people out there interested in that.
Just a question.
They said you have 6 people on OnlyFans already.
Yeah, they said you had 6 people on OnlyFans.
Yeah, they got that confused with my Patreon. Well, poor commentators apparently don't do their due diligence. They're just so happy to see me and just so impressed by me that they get confused. I intimidate them. I know.
Well, they get starstruck,
They
it's common.
do. They do. And tonight, the Pure Pro Wrestling Power Hour will be airing on BTW. If you're not like in the local area of like Henry County, Martinsville, you can watch it on their Facebook, which is BTW21. It's at facebook.com. They'll have that there on the live stream tonight. And then every Thursday night at 10, the Pure Pro Wrestling Power half hour, which is like our talk show, airs every Thursday night at 10 p.m.
Okay. So I was just looking up wrestling on Facebook Live. Right there it is.
Yep. Yeah.
We'll have to try to share that on the on
We'll
our
get it on the
Facebook
page
page
for
on
you.
our end. So.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Are you going to throw up our comment from Bari?
Oh, we got to come from Bar. Oh yeah. Hey, there you go. Old school. I like this guy. He says. So, yeah, you're a new face to a lot of our listeners in the Central Illinois area. So.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me. I figured it'd be good exposure. That's that's what it's all about. Is really trying to get, especially at the level I'm at now, just trying to get my face out there, get my name out there. I'm willing to travel. If anybody's interested in booking me, you can contact me on Facebook or at valenbooking95@gmail.com.
Well,
Mark, we do make things happen.
If you want to come to Central Illinois, we do know a guy. So
we know a guy. So
yeah.
Is there an athletic commission there?
I'm not 100%.
I'm not sure. Have to check with the offices.
Well, we'll check with our connection and see. I'm not 100% sure if there is or not. I don't.
Yeah.
We have one down here in Virginia.
Gotcha. I'll have to check because I know Missouri does, but I'm not sure if Illinois does. So yeah. All right. Well, Reb?
Yeah, well, we weren't going to keep you for too long there, Josh. We appreciate you, number one, reaching out to us. We love doing that, meeting new wrestlers out there. Is there anything else you want to say before we let you get out of here?
Yeah, if you guys are interested, check out Pure Pro Wrestling on Facebook. We got some events coming up this weekend, Saturday night in Gretna, Virginia, and then February 10th in Pelham, North Carolina. Also, I'll be at the Eastgate Comic Con in Greensboro, North Carolina. Is March 17th. And it's going to be an all-day event. There'll be matches happening at the top of every hour on the hour. Other than that, I appreciate y'all having me on.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Josh. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys have a good night.
You too. It's fun having somebody on that believes back in the old school ways. I like that.
Yeah, it's got that southern wrestling mentality with the keeping things close to the vest. Wrestling, yeah.
Wrestling. I like it.
Yes, and he's talking about getting his name out there. I forgot to mention. I think last I checked, we are the number 153rd ranked wrestling podcast in Japan. From what I saw, so
I still haven't figured out what's Japan, and I'm still waiting for somebody to walk around. I want to see a picture out of Japan that says "I'm a Minderz guy" or "I'm a Minderz girl" or "I'm a Minderz person."
I don't know if they can get Brainbuster Tees stuff shipped to Japan.
Man,
I know.
I'm waiting. I keep waiting for it because I think that'd be awesome. But
yeah, it'd be great. He said he trained with Jimmy Valiant. There's another guy that trained with Jimmy Valiant back in the day, Minderz.
Oh yeah? Oh God. Why? Why'd you have to go and ruin a good night?
Hang Magnum.
So, remember last week when we were discussing if I was going to love what Corny had to say about Nicholas and Matthew?
Yeah, Matthew.
Matthew. You were so right. You were so right. I cackled like a giddy little schoolgirl. It was great. I loved every minute of it.
And it's always fun when we have a guest that's a cornet guy.
It is.
We had it with Clayton Clark on the Shootout a couple weeks
ago. I know.
too.
Totally turned. Yeah. hasn't completely turned me yet to a Clayton. He's Bang Bang Clark now at
Bang
least.
Bang Clark. Yeah, he's
Bang
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 Clark.
Bart no more.
No more Bang Bang Bart.
Hey, Minders, I want to throw something out that I read the other day that Big E said, which I love the idea, but I want to get your take on it here.
Okay.
Meaty Man Invitational, I think, to be held at WrestleMania. The first inaugural, imagine, just the largest, most bulbous, most girthy men on the roster, all gathering in one match to decide who was worthy of being crowned the meatiest man on God's green earth. Big E paints a word picture, does he not?
He does. He does. I love Biggie.
Me
But
too.
yeah,
I
Haas
love the
fight.
idea.
Let's do
Yeah.
a Haas fight. That works.
But if he wants to call it the Meaty Man Invitational, I mean, who are we to question Big E?
Oh, here we go. Any
Uh-oh.
opinions on how the FT Garcia versus House of Black steel cage match got changed to an escape only match because certain members of HOB refused to do a job?
Well, before we get into that, Dwayne asked, "Is Big E coming back?" As
I
far as I
don't
know,
believe
not
so.
anytime soon. I'd be
I'm
surprised if he
hoping
did.
I'm hoping he's helped training some of the guys, honestly,
Yeah,
down at NXT
he'd
because
be
I could
great
see
in
him
that
doing
role.
that. He would be.
You know, shoot, make him a strength and conditioning coach or something down there.
Now, speaking of, what did you think of the two new announcers for Raw? Well,
Oh,
not too
yeah,
new, but the
I
announcers for Raw.
I almost called it because I had suggested that they do Corey Graves and McAfee on SmackDown after the announcement came out that Kevin Patrick was let go. But they almost did this. They've got it where it's going to be McAfee and Cole on Raw, and
Mm-hmm.
then Wade Barrett and Corey Graves on SmackDown. And it seems like they're positioning Corey to be the play-by-play guy, which I
They
like.
are. That's what I heard. I heard Corey's
He's
going to be play-by-play and Wade will be color.
and I really like that idea because it's kind of like Gorilla Monsoon back in the day, ex-wrestler who can do both. You know, Jim Ross is another guy that could do both. He could do color or play-by-play.
Mm-hmm.
And Corey had pretty much any show that he's on without Michael Cole, he's usually the guy carrying the broadcast.
He is, and
So
I don't mind listening to him.
no, me
I'm
either.
interested to see though how he's going to transition into not being color, into not being the heel announcer that he is, or at
Well,
least that he used to be. I don't know if he
he's
still is
always kind of
anymore,
been
but
kind of tweenish.
yeah,
I think Michael Cole's going to be big. I imagine he'll be on headset during SmackDowns, like in Corey's ear, like kind
yeah,
of helping him. But Corey's a natural on commentary,
he
so I
is.
don't think he's going to have much of an issue.
Had it not been for concussions, I
Oh man,
wonder
because
what would have
I
been
liked his
great.
work.
I
Yeah.
did too. Him and Pac
Yeah.
back in the day when they were tag team partners.
Yes. Who I hear Pac is coming back soon to
Oh,
AEW.
good. His visa finally got renewed or whatever.
I guess so. Let's get back to the AJ's question about the cage match. Now, Buddy Matthews tried to refute the whole assertion that they don't do the job in AEW by showing their records for the year, but I don't know about
Wait,
all that
but he's
stuff.
the one that said that?
Yeah,
He's the one that usually eats the pin.
that explains why his record had so many losses on it. Uh,
He's the one that usually eats the pin.
yeah, I hadn't heard anything about them not wanting to do the job. I was very confused by the premise of the match though, because it wasn't like he said it wasn't supposed to be an elimination match, but then it wound up being like you had to escape to like all three guys had to escape.
Was this on Dynamite or was this on
Collision?
This was on Collision. That explains
Yeah.
why I didn't see it.
Only 300,000 people did.
Victims as you called them. Victims.
Now, to be fair, that was autocorrect. But 300,000 victims of this guy.
That was the best autocorrect you've ever had. I laughed really hard when I saw it. I was like, that's funny. But yeah.
Barry's. Oh, wait, no. Dwayne said he saw it. But Barry says they spent half the match on the floor, which, well,
shocker.
yeah.
No.
That's kind of
Collision?
Tony 101.
AEW? What?
Jumping from poor
So,
Mark
Dwayne,
Briscoe's just collateral damage in that match.
But Dwayne, you
thrown
watched
through
the
a table.
Rumble. How did you watch Collision and the Rumble at the same
No.
time?
To be fair, I watched it after I watched Collision yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well, I probably
I got
could
the
have,
DVR.
but I just didn't want to.
The only thing that was really like I was really looking forward to seeing was the cage match because I was curious. But yeah, it was very
Yeah.
confusing how they did that.
To
Brody
tell
King
you
is a
the
stud
truth,
though.
totally. Okay, I haven't watched Collision since Punk left. Um, and
Oh.
I didn't even catch Dynamite last week. I caught. I think I
Uh,
started to watch it and then I turned it off because I couldn't.
not it. It wasn't great.
Okay, so that's why I had problems
The
with it. Got it.
I didn't mind the Copeland Suzuki match in the main event.
Oh yeah,
Murder
Adam
Grandpa came
Copeland.
back.
Adam Copeland helping out the younger talent. Got it.
Well, he should be allowed to work with the older guys. I guess that was his idea. He asked Tony to work with
Which
Suzuki.
I could understand that. He wants to have his matches that he always dreamed of, and I can understand that if this is the way he wants to go out.
Did Tony make dreams come true?
AEW is at that. If I hear something was good, I'll go back and watch it point for me. Yeah, basically me too.
I think that's a lot of people, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, I record it every week, but I think I've, oh God, I think I have 2 that are still left unwatched right now on there. So my bad.
Hey, Tony, what did you think of Jade, Andrade, Punk, and Cody all at the Royal Rumble?
What did you think of Punk and Cody as the last 2 in the Royal Rumble?
How did? It's like, what did you do after the Rumble was over?
Aw, you hugged Claudio. Aw. And then what time?
Please say, Claudio, please don't leave me.
Yeah, right? Exactly. And at what time did you call Okada? Sorry, couldn't resist.
Okada had that look like, get the fuck off of me.
I know, right?
Oh, we did a shot when it came down to Cody and Punk just for the mental image of TK's reaction.
We did. I'll vouch. I was there.
I'll tell you what, Triple H did a better job booking Jade in 25 minutes than Tony did in 5 years.
25 minutes. It was more like 15. She wasn't out there for that long.
I was estimating.
But
yeah, they put her over to the moon in that Rumble match.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because they waited.
It didn't take her no 52 matches to get to where, was it 52?
What?
How many matches did Jade have? It was like 50?
60.
60 and 0?
60.
Okay.
I think she went 60-0, then she lost 2.
Okay. To Chris Statlander, and who's the other one?
Statlander twice.
Oh, okay.
She lost the belt, then she lost the rematch. But yeah, they made Jade look like $1 million on that in that Rumble match. They've always been doing a great job with Cody since he came back. It just occurred to me that this is going to be Cody's 3rd WrestleMania since he left AEW, and it just seems insane that it's been that many. It seems like it wasn't just
Not really.
Just like it seems like he's only been back for about a year, but
no, because when you figured though, he had the torn pec in there.
Well, yeah.
So he was out for quite a while
He's
there.
out for about several months, yeah.
Yeah, but when you think about it, it was him and Seth, back when Seth was a jerk. Well, Seth's still a jerk, and then
he's not as much of a jerk.
He's not as much of a jerk. Too many people like singing his music.
Yeah, like Jericho.
Yeah. And then you have Cody and Roman.
Excuse me.
And then now we're probably getting Cody and Roman again.
Yeah. You had the Cody and Brock stuff. You had Cody and
Not
Dom.
at WrestleMania though. I was just
I thought you were talking about it in general.
No, I was just doing WrestleMania.
So I had heard a rumor that Brock was supposed to get eliminated by Dominic in the Rumble and then have a match with him at the Chamber.
God, I hope you're lying.
I read it.
Oh my God.
I forget what the source was, but AJ says, fun fact, Jade Cargill was the first actual Jamaican person, Kofi, close quantity, in the Royal Rumble.
I saw that.
I didn't realize Jade was Jamaican. I thought she was American, but learn something new every day.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't realize Almas was Nigerian until he started talking, because MVP would always do his talking for him.
Right.
Oh
so what else is on your little list of notes of things we need to talk about tonight?
You say that in a condescending tone, Minderz. It's
Well, I know we haven't discussed Dynamite, but I didn't watch Dynamite, so all you have
There
to do
wasn't a
is
whole lot. There wasn't a
give
lot to
me
talk about for
names and I'll
Dynamite.
figure out how it went.
There was Matthew and Nicholas
Ah,
fining Private Part or Top Flight for showing up late, even though they were already there. Uh, they're really leaning into this evil authority figure business.
I'm gonna, yeah. Okay, I have to agree with Dwayne on that one.
I've always liked him as because when he's a heel, he's such a dick.
Yeah.
And then he's very relatable when he's a babyface, though.
He's
The reality show helped.
well, he's one of the few people that you don't have a problem hating him or liking him. So,
Unlike this guy.
ugh, go away.
Oh my goodness.
I'm still waiting until you
Hangman.
get a face up there that I really like Tommaso's, or that'll work. Sure, Tony with his donkey ass. That's fine. That's fine.
Ass on an ass.
Ass on an ass.
I think when I wind up getting my corny certificate, I'm gonna have him sign it. I'm sorry, Tony Khan is from your hometown.
Yeah,
You did it too. You did the corny. Ha.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Minderz, one thing we do need to talk about. We got some new announcements for the Swerve Circle
Oh,
Expo, March
yep.
29th and 30th. Do you have the list handy?
I can get it. You talk for a second, and I
They
can
had a
find it.
big avalanche of announcements during the Royal Rumble on Saturday. Oh, AJ did throw something out here. I'm gonna take this down for a second and put his comment up here. How about Kofi versus Gunther and DIY versus Judgment Day on Raw? He enjoyed both matches. I enjoyed them too. I thought they were good.
There's
I know
a
you weren't
common
thrilled.
denominator. Well, I like the DIY and Judgment Day match. But anything that DIY is in, I enjoy because
Ciampa?
yeah. let's just be honest.
Not for Johnny?
No, I don't like same face. But
Are you ready? God. What did you think of Judgment Day finally putting Truth down on Monday?
I was not a fan.
Does that pretty much open the door? Number one, I predicted an 8-man tag at WrestleMania. Judgment Day versus Awesome Truth and DIY. I won't be surprised if at the Chamber they have Awesome Truth win the tag titles off of Judgment Day.
Right.
That also opens the door for Priest with the briefcase.
Yes.
So I'm just putting that out in the universe. Are you ready with your list, Minderz?
Yeah. How far back do you want me to go? Because I can announce too who's going to be at the Parade of Champions. There's a match that's been announced in the last 7 days.
The Parade of Champions is the Black Label Pro show on Friday, right?
No, this is the Saturday show.
Okay.
The Saturday night show.
Okay.
So the Saturday night show, apparently what had happened was Jake Oman was wondering why he didn't get his rematch against Cardona. So Cardona, as SCX co-promoter, Eddie Gonzalez, has deemed that Jake must prove himself before getting another shot at the title. So he has to prove himself. So Jake Oman will go one-on-one against WWE and UFC alumni Matt Riddle.
Oh, interesting.
So that will be happening.
Yeah.
And
it's not happy-go-lucky bro Riddle either, from what I've seen in MLW since he was
is
there.
it not? Oh, this could be real fun then. And the world title defense, the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, EC3, will be defending his title against SCX star and recent NWA signee, which I did not know that till just now, Carson Drake.
Nice. I like that Carson Drake.
I do like Carson Drake.
AJ says he didn't get his rematch because Cardona is an egg-sucking dog. You got to give Jake a t-shirt that says Cardona sucks eggs.
All right. He probably would, honestly.
Well, we can ask him about that.
Yeah, we should. Well, he's going to be on the show soon anyway,
Yes, he
so.
is. We'll get to that when we get to our upcoming guests business.
Okay, 2 days ago, so this would have been Rumble night,
Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday. TNA star Frankie Kazarian has been announced.
Very nice.
Mariah May has been announced. I'm not sure how this one's going to go over. Marty Jannetty's going to be there.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm a little nervous.
That could be interesting.
And I'm just saying, I want to know how excited you are about this next one. And that's Mikey Whipwreck.
I'm very excited about Mikey. He's a guy I might actually ask him if he wants to do the pod.
Sweet.
We got a decent track record with ECW talent coming on here.
We do.
Fonzie, Victory, Just Incredible.
This is another one we might ask. Might.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Boogeyman's going to be there.
That could be interesting.
We could actually put, and actually he could be on either show because he has been in a 0-1 show before.
Oh, has he?
He has.
I did not know that.
Um,
If you can get Billy Gunn, would you get Billy Gunn?
yeah, so the next person...
We couldn't afford him anyway. Hey, Barry says he can slip Marty a 50 and have him tell me a story.
Sure. No, because I'm already paying to get Sky to sign your belt, so no. Anyway, the next guest.
Continue.
Sabu.
Sabu. Returning. Hopefully he makes it through the whole expo this time.
Let's hope. Let's hope we don't have anything like happened last year.
Yes.
Because I actually held off on... I was going to go to his table on Saturday, even though he was there Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But... Oh, he's going to slip Marty a 50 and have him tell me a story.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. But with him getting sick at the beginning, yeah.
So they got Sabu, they got Van Dam. I really hope, and I mentioned this in the SCX Facebook comment, that I hope they get Fonzie at some point.
It'd be nice.
It just makes perfect sense. Just fill out the trio.
But you know who we do get for sure?
Who's that?
Ernest the Cat Miller.
Hey, somebody call my mama.
Somebody call my mama.
Will he have his red shoes?
Let's hope. You know, and I may be the only person really excited about these guys being there. But the Godwins are going to be there. And I'm actually kind of stoked about that one.
Yeah. I was like the Godwins. Henry was a stud back then. Oh, AJ pointing out something. Boogeyman was cool as hell when he met him at 0-1. He showed up and wormed Shank after Shank and Cardini got done wrestling Elgin and somebody I don't remember.
Yep, sure did.
Shank and Cardini is a tag team that I'm sorry I missed.
That was them. It was Shank, Cardini, and Ezra Zellis. They were called them. They were feuding with the EOE and the Lowlifes. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, pre-EOE turning on Jordan.
Yep. Sure was.
So they were baby faces against the Lowlifes?
It was Lowlifes. Tweenish. Lowlifes were tweenish at this point. I'll explain later why. I'm not killing kayfabe, okay? That's all I gotta say.
No. We respect kayfabe here at Jumping the Rail.
We got Dino Douche. Bleach. Whatever the hell his name
Kill
is
Switch.
now. Kill Switch. There we go. That guy. And what is Corny calling him now? Nick Wayne is supposed to be there too. So I wonder if we're going to get Christian again.
Corny calls him Nick Plain.
Nick Plain. That's right.
I just hope we don't get Nick Wayne's mother.
Well, hold on. Let me read. Oh, thanks to our friends at Black Label Pro. So I bet you he's wrestling Friday night.
Probably. Hey, I like Nick Wayne's work, especially in GCW. The stuff he did with him and Jordan Oliver's the East West Express. I won't be surprised if Tony. I won't be surprised if Tony brings Jordan in and puts the tag team together again.
I really like Jordan Oliver. AJ
has corrected you.
Rain did not join until she turned on the lowlifes, though, because Shank bit off Marvin's finger.
Who does that? Really?
I have
Marvin's
video.
my buddy.
I have
I know
video.
you do. I know
That's
you
why he
do.
goes like this.
I know. But poor Marvin. Marvin's my buddy. I made him a champion.
And just so everybody knows, it feels crazy to be typing this out. This is directly from their Facebook site. With still over 2 months until the expo, but there are officially less than 100 tickets left for Saturday night's Parade of Champions Live. Wrestling showcase featuring Matt Cardona, Ultimo Dragon, EC3, Matt Riddle, Jake Ullman, Carson Drake, and so many more to be announced.
I got to imagine Heath and Rhino are going to be there, right? Because they got the tag titles.
Yeah, they've got the titles, and you got to figure that Freya the Slayer is going to be there too because she's got the women's title.
And I imagine Steph Delander is going to be there because she's with Cardona.
Yeah, she was there last year. As a reminder, World Champion and Main Event Pass holders already have a mission included with their ticket types.
Boom.
So we got ours. And, if you didn't notice, we also have our Black Label Pro for Friday night tickets.
Yes.
I got that situated for us, so.
Very nice. You make things happen, Minderz. I'm still waiting to find out when they start selling the photo ops because I don't care about any of those. I want to get. I'm getting the one with Jerry Lawler with the AWA Championship.
You know,
I didn't see anything today, so I'm not sure.
Nope.
When that's
The last thing that was on there, unless you have to keep. Well, you know what? We got 2 weeks, and I don't think they announced photo ops until like the month before.
Okay. Dwayne's asking, just FYI for next year, how much is the expo? I think it's like, was it 75 for main event?
It's 75 for main event tickets.
And then VIP is like 150 or something.
Huh?
Isn't VIP like 150?
Like 150, yeah. And then, but then
they do the individual day passes too.
And then you have to pay individually for meeting all the wrestlers if you want their autograph and their picture.
Yeah, autographs, photos, and all that are not included with your pass. You got to pay the wrestlers directly for that, Dwayne. So.
Yeah. So.
But it is a good time, though.
I was gonna say I'm starting my savings account to get ready, so I'm not completely screwed when I go over. So.
I did my taxes yesterday, so the refund will be going towards that, provided no act of God or active dumb people makes me have to blow it again this year.
I was gonna say Barry's got the right idea. You need about $1,000 to have a good time.
That's about what I'm getting, but I'll probably throw a little extra in the kitty from my paydays going forward.
That's about where I'm at too. So
because I'm planning on buying at least one belt there from the belt.
Can I get a picture with the belt?
I think you have to. It's kind of a tradition, isn't it?
Yeah, I got to get a picture with at least somebody's belt.
Yeah. I'm hoping they have the WCW World title there because that's the one I want to get Simmons, Stinger, and Luger to sign.
If we get there early, like 3:00, and not get there at like 4 or 5 like we did last year, we actually get there on time. Mm-hmm. Were we all late last year? We were all late last year.
Well, we were late because we had to. Number one, we had to drop off my pay stub at the car dealership. Put the payment through. Then we had to drop the cats off at the border.
Yeah.
Not the border, the vet hospital.
Yeah.
Like not on the Indiana border, but I think we're doing that the day before this year, so we have time to.
I didn't figure you were just opening the door and pushing the cats out and said, "Here you go. There's your spot for the weekend."
No, of course not. We could let them stay over next door with Miss Kitty, but I don't think that would be good.
Nah. But yeah, that's just. I'm so excited for the expo. So excited.
Me too. It's one of my favorite weekends of the year, Minderz.
And the following week is WrestleMania, which.
Yeah. I'm actually not going to be able to watch Night 1 live because that's Narge's birthday, so we're going to hang out with him. But and then I'm working that weekend, so I'll have to watch Night 1 of WrestleMania at work.
I might come join you and come hang out with Narge for his birthday. Who knows?
Hey, there you go. I think they're doing a concert in Paxton.
Ah.
So.
Gotcha.
So you can go to the concert, swing by the Lion's Den afterwards.
No,
Oh,
no,
sorry,
I'm
that was
good.
Marco. That's Marco's plan. I'm sorry.
I would say it's probably Marco's plan, but no.
For Joe.
Who knows?
Well, Joe, has memorized Pornhub. Just
Oh,
ask him.
jeez.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, Minders, I think we've covered the expo succinctly.
Yes.
I feel like we're forgetting something with all this chat that we've done.
Was there something else that happened this week? I feel like I'm
Hang on.
missing something.
We did.
I'm not 100% sure. I feel like there's something we are missing. Huh. Huh.
Oh, where's anybody in the chat? Is there something that we've forgotten
Is there
this week?
something we haven't talked about yet this week? I think AJ might have just nailed it.
Oh, yes. The Vince incident, or if you will, the Vincident, if you will.
Yeah, the Vincident. Oh boy.
Where do we begin?
And you know what? It didn't hit me. I'm gonna have a little bit, just a little bit to say. There's one thing that just kind of hit me a little bit. When did Riddle's contract get re-signed?
Get re-signed?
Before he got fired.
I don't know. Do you know, and you're just trying to hang the answer over me?
I seriously don't know. I'm genuinely curious. Because with everything that's going on with Vince, everybody's assuming it's Brock.
And
what if it's Matt?
To consort with adult film stars.
Exactly.
Not judging if that's not the case. I don't want to make any wild assumptions that's going to get me sued.
Nothing wild there. I'm just saying it was a WWE and UFC star.
There's a joke here, Bari. I'm not going to do it because I had class.
But I'm just...
it's easy to assume.
I didn't even think about it until just now. No, Rhonda made sure it wasn't her.
Yeah, Rhonda was quick to excuse herself from any business.
Yes, very quick.
Yeah. So we're not going to get too deep into the legal details of the suit and everything because number one, it's gross, and number two, we don't want to speak something that could, like I said, get us sued. But Vince.
I mean, we can say anything that's in the Wall Street Journal. So
that's true. I can't read the thing that AJ sent though.
Huh?
Because AJ sent blurbs in the messenger, but I couldn't read it because it was tiny. But we're not going to get into the gross stuff.
Yeah, those were interesting. They were very interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously Vince was the primary.
He made it smaller.
And but yeah, he made it smaller. So Vince was named, Laurinaitis was named, and I think those were the only two specific people that were named in the suit.
Those were the only two specific people that were named.
I got to sit back because the light is like I'm so pasty that it just makes me look. It makes me look like this guy. Oh, AJ, I'm not putting this up.
Yeah.
Shame.
Hey, well, we'll just say that he was supposed.
Don't try to change the subject.
Yeah, quit it, Dwayne.
We'll get to TNA.
But I do think it's kind of shady, and I don't know. Have you heard what Cornette had to say about this yet?
Not yet.
Okay. I'll paraphrase then, because I got on YouTube and looked it up.
I did hear Matt Coon accuse him of victim shaming, though.
Huh?
Matt Coon, one of Conrad's friends, went on Twitter and accused Corny and Brian Last of victim shaming. So I don't know. I haven't listened to it yet, so I'm not sure what he was talking about. I
didn't really see it that way, and I'm a female reading it, so.
All right.
But I'm not your typical. I understand what the business was.
To paraphrase Nia Jax, you're not like most girls.
Yeah, I'm not like most girls. So a lot of things that might bother other girls doesn't bother. Like, I don't take offense to it as easily as some people would.
No, look who
I've
you
hung
hang
out
out
with
with.
boys my entire life. It's fine. But the fact that he only paid her $1 million and he was supposed to pay her $3 million and then ghosted her.
Yeah. If somebody's got that much dirt on you, you pay the full amount.
Yeah, come on now.
Oh, Vince.
Although
Oh, Vince.
it does explain a lot. And this is going back to even last week when we were talking about even with on the shootout with trauma unit and different things. That hindsight's 2020 now. And
Uh-huh.
that you look back at things that happened and you wondered why it happened, but nobody was really giving you a why.
Uh-huh.
But if you think about it, it was around the same time that all this started going down or, started coming to light. Stephanie quit.
Uh-huh. Shane went away.
Shane left.
And they had details on that too, about Shane and the
Yeah.
fallout with him and Vince.
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah. He's got a point.
There's a lot of stuff you can see on YouTube from Vince back in the early 2000s that it just makes you look at it a whole different way now.
Whole different way.
Oh, the stuff with Sable in '03.
Okay.
Moving on.
But yeah. Hey, there is something to be said though now about Endeavor being in charge. And now they can keep him out.
Yeah. I guess I think there was a clause in Vince's contract with Endeavor that if he got sued or in trouble or something, they could void the deal,
Good.
take his shares, all that. I don't know for sure that that's the case.
Well,
Barry, you are not wrong.
you're not wrong.
That was on network TV too. That wasn't even on cable.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the whole thing because
The whole thing's icky.
it is icky. But at the same time, it's kind of like I get where she's coming from, totally understand, and I'm not victim shaming by any means.
Sure.
But I think I would have just walked out. I really do. I don't think I would have cared anymore.
That had crossed my mind, but like I said, we weren't there. We don't know the whole.
That's true, and we weren't in her shoes, so we don't know.
Yeah, right.
We don't know.
The Candace the Show backstage promos, yeah. This I thought was funny when Vince thought he was gonna kiss Trish's ass, wound up being Rikishi.
That's kind of turnabout's fair play, but whatever.
And before we go further, I want to clarify: we are not saying Matt Riddle is guilty of anything.
No, not at all. No, I was just
You were just creating reasonable doubt.
Yeah, and although I have a feeling it is Brock for the simple fact that did you notice there's AJ put it up the other day? Do you happen to still have that? Where it had all the winners of the Royal Rumble? Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't have it, but I know what you're talking about. They like blacked out 3 of the squares.
They blacked out a few of the squares.
Yeah.
And I put it up because I was annoyed with it.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can find it real quick, and then I'll put it up on the. But keep going.
02, what was it? 03 and
03,
04?
04, and 22.
Right. Who was 22?
Brock.
Oh.
That was when he challenged Roman.
Okay. So 03, of course, you have Benoit.
No,
then
03 was Brock.
03 was Brock?
Benoit.
04 was Benoit. Okay.
I just watched both of those the other day, so that's how I remember for sure.
Gotcha. But so now they're going to erase everything with Brock in it too?
Here we go. I got it. Okay.
See, it annoyed me more.
And I can get it up.
It annoyed me more about the Benoit just because I think Benoit, regardless of what happened in his personal life,
his brain was Swiss cheese.
His brain was Swiss cheese, and that I get it. It is a shame.
The whole damn thing's a shame.
It is. But
Okay,
that's the
here you
one
go,
that
Minderz.
aggravates me. Yeah, see?
Okay, so 03 Brock, 04
Well, who was
Benoit,
uh wasn't Vince 99?
Vince was 99. Yeah, and they cleared Vince off there.
And they cleared Vince off there.
So yeah,
Huh.
they're not hesitating to disappear people.
Nope. Not
So
at
yeah,
all.
I didn't even notice the Vince square when you first sent this, so I didn't even notice that. So that's a good catch.
So, and then to just think, Laurinaitis was married to the Bella's mother.
Yeah, and they made a statement over the weekend also
I saw
about
it.
this. But I
Yep,
think
I
it was
saw it.
very well said. I thought they represented themselves well there. They could have they could have gone petty if they wanted to, but they didn't.
They could
So
have.
I Stacy pointed out she thinks that maybe they had some help from their legal team
Oh,
or
I'm sure they probably
publicists.
did. Well, I'm sure a lot of them from that time period or what, even people that are associated with them. So, have probably contacted their lawyer
Probably, yeah. I gotta imagine
to
they
see
probably got
how they
blitzed
need to
by
say it.
media all week when
Oh, you
as soon
have
as
to
Laurinaitis'
assume
name got
so.
brought up.
Yeah.
Because was he still married to their mother, or have they split up
No, they're still married, I think,
for now?
for now. Well,
Then
I
you
mean,
gotta wonder
Vince is still
what
married to
Sable.
Linda.
Well, legally, but
She's put up with his for so long that she doesn't. I don't even think she cares anymore. I just think she's
from
like,
what I heard, she was the one getting NDA signed.
hmm,
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I guess
Like, but I did hear that somebody say this opens the door for Stephanie to come back into the company, though, if Vince
it
is out.
does. Um,
This, I mean, technically, it opens the door for Shane to come back if he wants to.
if he wants to.
I don't know that he does. I mean, he does
Now,
pretty well for himself outside of the company.
now is Endeavor going to clean house?
That's what I'm hearing. They're gonna remove Vince's inner circle from the sounds of it,
Now,
which
this is
doesn't
what
bode
I'm
well for Bruce
concerned
Prichard.
about. That's what I'm concerned about, though, because you got Triple H
I think Triple H is in the clear. I don't think they'll get rid of him. I think they're
and
talking about
Sean
in the office. What?
and Sean, because Sean's doing great things down in NXT right now.
Yeah, I think the creative team. I think the creative people. I think they'll keep. I think they'll keep Hunter. They'll keep Michaels. I think they're talking more about the old timers that were Vince's right hand guys, like your
Bye, Pritchett.
Pritchards. I think
It
I wonder if that's why Kevin Dunn retired so hastily at the end of the month. He knew shit was
seemed
going down, so he got out.
seemed pretty quick, didn't it?
Yeah, and I don't think he was involved in all of this, but he may have
You
gotten
don't
word that
know.
hey, this is going to happen, and they're going to clear house of all of Vince's people, and then he
Yeah.
retired. But like I said, we know very little as far as the particulars. A lot of it I don't want to know because it's just gross.
Some of the particulars we know too much about, and we won't go
Yes.
into it. But
Oh hell, Vince would have made it a promo in the '90s.
oh, I'm sure he would have.
He would have made it an angle.
Yeah, and then it would have been acceptable. But now it's not.
Uh-huh. Remember when DX dumped an outhouse on the Spirit Squad and
Yep,
Vince and Shane?
sure do.
Triple H finished the Royal Rumble pre-show doing the "Are you ready" thing. I think if he was in danger of being fired, someone from legal would have told him not to show up.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's a good point.
Yeah.
And
So
maybe he
yeah,
has a contract that he gets to stick around. Maybe that was part of what Endeavor was to keep Triple H there. Who knows?
you never know. Yeah, it's hard to say. Like I said, we're just a couple jabronis from Central Illinois. We don't know all the inner workings of
Yeah,
the
we
deal. We
don't
just know what we're
necessarily
reading.
we don't know necessarily what we're talking about. We're just
No,
speculating.
we're just spitballing. Just and like I said, we're trying to toe the legal bent here, and not saying anything's going to get us in any kind of hot water. But yeah, it's definitely a huge shakeup. Somebody said it's the first time since 1950 that a blood relative of the McMahons is not in any position in WWE,
Yeah,
which is crazy to think about when you look at it. I mean, yeah, they got Triple H still, but he's not a blood
he's
relative.
not a
He's
blood
the
relative.
son-in-law.
Yeah,
But yeah, going back to Vince Senior,
that's crazy.
for 50 years, 74 years, is that right?
Yeah, I just hope
I
that it
can't math.
doesn't. You're right. I just hope that doesn't completely tarnish. He was already, they were already trying to push him out before all
Yeah.
this happened.
Hmm.
So I just hope this doesn't give everybody a bad name now since this happened back in the past.
That's the thing, and in the social media age, it's easy to realize, oh yeah, the haters are gonna just come out of the woodwork.
Oh yeah. Well,
And I
I'm
thought the
still
same
waiting
thing
for
of,
Jericho to say something. I'm waiting for it.
I would like to think he knows better, but I can't say that for sure. Uh, if Dwayne is not wrong, Vince Senior's
No,
probably
he's
rolling
not.
over in his grave. Because for everything you read, Vince Senior was that's the class guy. Everybody loved working for him.
Everybody loves Senior.
Nope, I've never heard a bad word about Vince Senior.
Nope.
Hang on, let's see. Also, let's see, all the reports about Shane not being involved in trying to stop his dad all came from other executives. Shane himself has not said anything. Shane's probably just trying to stay out of it.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, tells me Shane is a stand-up guy. If randoms are stepping up and saying he wasn't involved, yeah, it's
Well,
yeah.
from the sounds
Shane's
of it,
another
it
guy.
sounded like it was more the like video crew is what it sounds like to me, but or the audio crew is kind of what I gathered. Or the
What do you mean?
backstage crew. Like the backstage crew, people that worked in the
Oh,
back. It wouldn't be
that
people
are
that were
yeah.
main people.
Yeah. I think it's Vince and people from the office mainly.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the audio or video crew, but like if it's Vince and Laurinaitis, I don't think it's that widely sweeping. I know they said something that there's some horrible things in that lawsuit, and there might I don't know. I gotta well, I'd say I have to go back and read it. I don't want to read it. I don't care. At this
Some of
point,
the
I'm like,
text
fuck it.
messages were interesting between some of the supposed text messages between the two of them were quite interesting.
Yeah. Did you read those in Vince's voice?
I did actually. It was really disturbing. But
Hmm. So yeah, it remains to be seen what happens from that. Vince seems like he's at the risk of making a bad joke. He's up shit creek without a paddle.
it's a really bad joke.
Uh, it wasn't intentional, but it is a popular figure of speech.
Yeah, it is.
Uh, so yeah, just to sit back and just it's one of those you sit back with your popcorn and watch what happens.
Let's watch the show.
As long as it doesn't affect what I see on my TV, I don't care.
Although I'm
Okay.
reading AJ's comment before we put it
Yeah,
up.
I'm
That,
doing the same thing.
yeah, okay, this one's okay.
Okay, I'll
I
throw
think
this
it's
up.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, so what are you gonna do? Is you're a random $15 an hour backstage worker, and your billionaire boss starts going on talking and showing pics of his mistress. I'm shutting up and just doing my job because I have bills to pay. Just saying. And that's
He's
the
not
thing. It's
wrong. That's the thing. Vince has so much. He had so much power.
that's a good one, Dwayne. I like that.
He's got so much power. He
Yeah,
had so much power
right.
that I could see where I see both sides. I could see
Yeah,
why she would say. Personally, I couldn't do it, but depending on what her situation was, you never know.
right. Yeah, it's just fucked up.
Yeah, yeah, we'll just go with that. All right, so moving on. How was TNA, Reb? Wasn't that a good segue?
Uh, honestly, I didn't watch a lot of. I watched. I think they had the Machine Guns and Okada in a six-man. I think it was Okada finishing up in TNA, and
Gotcha.
we're still not sure where he's going either. A lot of people thought he was going to show up at the Rumble, but
I didn't.
the
I
chatter I'm
debated.
hearing is it's going to be AEW.
In all
But I've also
honesty,
heard that he wants to work WrestleMania.
I think he's probably going to be happier at AEW though.
Oh yes, I did watch the Alexander Osprey 2 match. Very very good, very good. Uh,
That sounds like fun.
Osprey, I still say Osprey's going to walk out of Wembley with the world title. It all in.
Okay.
It just makes perfect sense. But anyway, we were talking about Okada, and Yeah, I heard one source say that he wants to wrestle at WrestleMania, and that makes me think, will he debut with the Chamber if that's the case? Because Australia is not too far from Japan.
True.
I'm just saying. But he also knows a lot of more people in AEW, and Tony
Yeah.
will let him do whatever he wants to whoever
Tony will
he
probably,
wants.
and I wonder if Tony will pay him more. Yeah.
That guy?
I do wonder if Tony will pay him more just because of the name. That's terrible, Reb.
I know, but I can't help it. I may need to get a picture of Vince and put that hair on him.
It's like Tony trying to be a Ken doll. It doesn't work.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Trump hair, but it doesn't really.
It's not orange enough for me. But
No,
okay.
I mean it's actually off of his head, but
Okay.
yeah, on Tony's not as pasty as Trump, so
That's true.
I
That's
think
true.
that's the problem. So we'll just stick to this. Hey, Mariah May's going to be at the expo. I told Stacy I hope that means that Tony's going to be there with Luther.
I have a feeling. I haven't really seen too many. It seemed like last year they had a couple of real big names because those were the ones that you got your photo ops with. But they have so many already. So many big names because, there's got to be a photo op with the Nation of Domination.
You would think so. I think
Minus The
Money Inc.
Rock.
is a possibility.
Money Inc.
Yeah. Well, Barry will be the Rock in this scenario.
There you go. And I have to make sure that I'm ahead of Barry for Money Inc. We both have to make sure we're ahead of Barry for Money Inc.
Yeah.
Because I'm not explaining that one.
No.
But
Although
Reb,
Money Inc. might be a table picture.
yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
Reb, we've gone almost an hour and 45 minutes, and we
Right.
said we were always going to keep this one shorter. So
Well, 2 hours is technically short for us on this show.
I know.
Well, let's talk about what we got coming up on the show, Minderz, and then we'll
Okay.
get out of here. Actually, first off, let's pay some bills.
Okay.
All right. So there you have it there with our new fancy shorter URL for Brainbuster Tees.
Pretty
.com/KTR. So much
exciting.
better than the old one.
So I'm gonna can we talk one more independent that's around here that we're not going to be able to make it to, but
yeah,
I really want to talk about who's in it so far because they've added some names to it. This is what we're missing at Hybrid. So far, it has been announced that Dale Patrick, the champion, will be taking on Sami Callihan.
Interesting.
Which doesn't surprise me one bit.
No.
And it looks like so far in the breakout tournament, they've got two people. Entrant number 1 was the Strike King.
Ooh, sir.
Yeah. Sir. So
I've seen a
Cobra.
breakout tournament. He's the man.
I know. And then it looks like Bang Bang Clark is the other one.
There we go.
Crap off. I don't like him looking over me.
Oh, we were talking about Okada. I always forget to put this up when we talk about Okada.
But it looks like that. Ooh, there's a video. I'm sending this to the chat.
Is it Jack Vaughn?
No, it's the Cobra's video. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, he did one, or I'm assuming he did, unless it's just them announcing entry. They said entry number 1. I can't hit play. I'll have. No. Well, maybe I won't have to.
I'll watch later.
Yep. So,
All right. Well, all right. So before we get out of here, let's talk about what we got coming up on this show because we got a lot of guests lined up to join us
we're
starting next
stacked
week
till what? Till April? We're pretty well
till
stacked till
April. Yeah.
April.
Hang on. Cobra's
We
Illustrated
did.
tournaments. He went to the finals of the 01 Tenkaichi
Uh,
tournament in 2020.
2020. Was it 2020? Yeah, it was 2020. It was 2020. It was a noble. Okay,
Ah,
go ahead.
all right. All right. So starting next week, we will be joined by the king of thick style,
I'm
Stan
so excited.
Stackhouse.
I'm
Look
so
at that guy.
excited.
Yes, he's going to be fun. We really enjoyed having him on the first time, so it'll be cool to have him back.
I need to get on
The
his
third,
YouTube page so I can see some more of his stuff that he's done recently because it's been a minute since
yes,
I watched.
yes. Go watch the match he had with Cardona in GCW a couple years
Okay.
ago.
Oh, I
It's
saw
good
that
stuff.
one.
It's one when Cardona was dressed up as ECW Vince when he was the GCW champion.
Yep.
All right. So anyway, February 13th, videographer from 01 USA, Zach Ruber, is joining us. And
We
we're gonna
finally get our
get to the
story.
we're gonna hear the Tony story finally when he comes on,
I
hopefully.
can't wait.
I know. Uh, February 20th, part 2 with Just Incredible, ECW legend, friend of the show. And like I said, we didn't even scratch the surface with him the first time he was on.
I know.
So
I'm so
we're looking forward
excited.
to that
I'm
one.
ready to hear more stories.
Yes. Maybe less mental pictures of Paul.
Yeah, please. Less mental pictures of Paul. More stories.
Yes. February 27th, the promoter from Pro Wrestling Epic, also accomplished pro wrestler Lenny Mephisto, will be joining us. And you get to
We
talk
know
to
a
him
lot of
about
people
the
from there.
Benjamin Trust.
Yeah, I do. I'm so excited.
Yes. March 5th, Mike Outlaw from St. Louis, Missouri.
So excited to have Mike on. We
Yeah.
tried so
Yep.
hard back in January, but
hmm It's all good though.
back in January, we're still
Card.
in January.
It was supposed to be earlier in January,
Yeah.
but that's all right though. Uh, then February, March 12th, we'll be joined by Hardcore Heather Owens from
I'm so
the
excited
Sports
about
Circle
that one too.
Expo.
I
And
can't wait to talk to Heather.
if
We'll get
maybe she'll
our
have more
party
scoops.
plans. Yeah, we'll get our
Yeah.
party plans all figured out.
Yes. March 19th, another one that we've been trying to make happen, but things have not worked out. Polly Tomaselli from the Chicago area.
Yay,
Looking forward
Polly.
to that one. Yes. I think Floyd Fisher's excited about that one. So
Is he?
yeah. Then finally on March 26th, our our go home show before the expo, and we're having the aforementioned Jake Ullman on with us.
I'm so excited.
I know you're excited about that one, Minders.
You're getting Giddy Mindy that night. I'm sorry.
You're okay. You have to drink from the other side of the cup.
No, that's the one I've been drinking from all night.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. And also next week with Sam, that episode will also be doing our next inductee into the JTR Hall of Fame. Where'd my image go? There we go.
Crap.
I'll just,
Whose turn?
I think it's my turn this time. I think.
Okay, good.
I think I'm gonna have to go with an obvious one this time, though, Minders,
Okay.
just to make people happy because I'm very happy.
Okay.
On the Zach Ruber episode will be our next Top 10 Tuesday, which I believe is going to be greatest color commentators
Okay.
because we did greatest play-by-play last month. Then we'll be doing another PWI recap on the Polly Tomaselli episode.
That'll be fun
And,
on that episode.
Yeah. Then also
What are you
on the
forgetting?
Just Incredible episode. Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to get a different segment for each week, and I've got 4 of them. So on the 4-week months we're good, but on the months when there's 5 weeks we're kind of screwed for that 5th one. So we need to think of another segment to do then. Maybe on the 5th week we'll do like our fantasy draft episode or something.
We'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out. But anyway, so that's what we got coming up the next few weeks on the 01 podcast. Tomorrow on the 01 Shootout, we'll be joined by the gentleman brawler Tommy Davis.
Do you know what you just said?
Did I say shootout twice?
You said 01 podcast, and then you said on the shootout tomorrow.
It's been a long day. They know what I meant.
Okay, on JTR podcast. Now
Yes.
to the 01 shootout.
Tomorrow we're doing the 01 shootout, and we have the gentleman brawler Tommy Davis,
And possibly more.
and possibly more. We'll have to wait and see. Then, like I said, next week we don't have a guest lined up yet for the shootout. We got to do some wheeling and dealing on Saturday. So we'll have to wait and
Ooh,
see.
I'll talk to Dilly Dilly.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we'll see. If
See
we
if
can't
we
do
can get
that,
Dilly
maybe we
Dilly.
can get him in on JTR because he works multiple places.
He works a lot of places, so.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's what we got coming up. We'll have another hard times, another Gold Rush coming up here in a couple weeks. Talking about the WWE Undisputed Championship, which is one of my favorites, like the one from 02 to 05.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so we got some good stuff coming up, Minders. And how are you liking the weekly so far?
So far, it's all right. I like the fact that it's shorter.
Yeah. Well, with that said, we should probably go ahead and get out of here because we're coming up on 2 hours if we're not careful and start dilly-dally, and then we have this guy mad at us.
Who cares? I don't care if he's mad. Be mad. What's he gonna do?
I don't know if we can still call it the Brock built with all the all the news coming around, AJ.
Yeah, we
Can we
can't
call
do
it the
that anymore.
Can we call it the Eddie belt or the
Yeah,
JBL
let's
belt?
call it the Eddie belt.
All right, that works.
Okay.
All right.
right.
Stacy suggested the anybody but Brock belt. The not Brock belt, she says.
The not Brock belt. Okay.
Not a bad idea. All right, well, Minders, let's. Okay, that's enough. She said not Brock and Lesnar. 01 fans will get that, but nobody else will.
Not Brock unless.
It'd be great if that was a mustachioed Brock showed up trying to be somebody different.
Okay, let's get out of here before I die.
All right, we got to get out of here. So don't forget to check out our merchandise, prowrestlingtees.com/JTRpod and brainbustertees.com/JTR. And for Menders, this is Red reminding you all life is hard, work stiff, and
thanks, guys.